It's the number one champion sound. Fortnite about to get down. I'm doing a live right now. I have to invite the Cage Man to come to my window. Invite this man. Chicka chicka yeah. Can you hear me? Tropic Thunder. That is the episode. That is the movie we decided to do. Oh, there it is. Sweet. So you're talking about Tropic Thunder?
Like the movie they were making within the movie.
So that's what I was saying. But there were a lot of shots. There were a lot of big wide shots of jungle, and like there were the shots with the helicopter flying in right before what's his face gets blown up.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks like a Vietnam movie, and I believe CCR is playing at that point too. There's all this meta stuff going on in this movie that I really enjoyed because of, all of it is like looking right at the audience and being like, look how ridiculous these people are. Look how ridiculous the situation is. But like, couldn't you see these dumb actors in your world getting into these dumb situations?
Yeah.
Ben Stiller's character was a little over the top, but Kirk Lazarus is what I imagine actors are really like in real life. That vein, that urge to get into their character so hard that they do some bullshit like
pigment,
go get surgery to become black.
Yeah, pigment reassessment or whatever.
Reassignment.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so that element of it, I do really enjoy it. I think it's a good movie, but it was a better movie in 2008. And I'm not one of those people that can be like, oh man, the PC plays PC. Oh, I fully am on board for like calling assholes and pieces of shit out for being assholes and pieces of shit. But I don't think this movie really, like, they don't really get their comeuppance. Robert Downey Jr.'s character, he even after they realize it's not a movie anymore, he still keeps doing the character. And every time they ask him, like, what, like, then why are you still doing the character? He's like, I don't know. I feel like he doesn't get his comeuppance for being,
because he doesn't break character until he's done the DVD commentary. So I own it, the DVD. I'm assuming you don't have the DVD.
No, I watched it on Crave, I think.
Okay, so a few little things I want to mention. That so I remember, like, before I started watching it, I remembered that they had like fake trailers at the beginning of it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so I pop in the DVD, and then,
Satan's Alley.
Well, no. So I pop in the DVD, and then this trailer comes up. It's a Robert Downey Jr. and Jamie Foxx movie trailer, and I was like, oh, like this is actually like this fake trailer actually seems pretty good. It was actually a real trailer, like it was one of the trailers before you get to the DVD menu or whatever. Yeah, so that made me laugh that I got tricked. Like I felt like I tricked myself or whatever for the trailers or whatever. And then also I watched the movie, but then I also watched the commentary, and Robert Downey Jr. stayed in character during the commentary. It was dope.
Oh, he stayed in character that's another thing he would only be able to do it. Yeah. And that's another thing he'd only be able to do in 2008, right? Like, this camera too close to my face. I feel like I'm just a giant face.
No, you're good.
The movie you're talking about that I've never heard of is called All-Star Weekend. Does that ring a bell?
The Soloist is the one with.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Which another movie was a fake movie. Like it kind of it felt like, so I tricked myself, I placeboed myself or whatever, right? Because I was expecting there to be fake trailers at the beginning, and so it had an exaggerated kind of like story or tone to it or whatever, but at the same time it was like, oh, this actually would be kind of a good movie. And then like it did, like, coming out this time, and then it had like another trailer for an actual movie afterwards, like, oh, I'm not actually in the movie yet. This is like these are actual trailers before the actual movie or whatever.
Okay, so Joe Wright is the director of that movie. He did The Soloist. He did Hannah, Pan, which was a sequel to Peter Pan.
I remember that one.
and Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 remake. So I could see like you're seeing this over the top drama, and you're assuming that the next one is going to be Al Pacino's booty juice commercial, followed by the what was the fatties, where they're just literally it's just the scene from the Clumps where they're all sitting at the table burning.
Yeah, Nutty Professor. Yeah.
The Nutty Professor 1, 2, and Here Come the Clumps or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny to me that Eddie Murphy did those movies and they were so bad, and they took some time off and came back, and the first movie back, Coming to America, he's just back doing those ridiculous characters.
Yeah.
But I heard Coming to America is actually pretty decent.
The first one or the new one?
The new one, too.
I heard it wasn't very good.
No? Okay.
I haven't
seen
it yet.
So we've heard mixed. I'm also hearing that about the Snyder cut of Justice League, but I watched the first chapter and it was better than my experience with Justice League the first time around, but still dumb as fuck. Anyway, I digress. I don't like DC. That's it. Like, that's at the end of the day, that's my problem. Is I don't give a shit about Superman, especially brooding dark Superman.
Yeah. They're not doing it right, to say the least. Like, DC has some good like realty or whatever, like what's the word I'm looking for?
IPs?
Things to draw from. I can't think of them.
Yeah. Source material.
Yeah.
No. And I will say that their television shows seem to get better reviews. Like,
Gotham was dope.
I liked Gotham a lot. And apparently the CW universe that they've created is decent. This new Superman that just came out, I guess, is like pretty good. It takes place like Superman's already done the superhero thing for a while, and him and Lois moved back to Smallville.
Nice.
Apparently it's good. I just don't like Superman no matter what. But I especially don't like it when Zack Snyder comes in and tries to make him angsty, because the Christopher Nolan Batman did so well that now Superman has to be gritty. Superman is not gritty. Superman is not a gritty character.
No, he's a knight in shining armor, like, tight ass or whatever.
He comes in and saves the day with a big punch or a guy, and then he gets the girl. Like, that's Superman. He smiles and kisses babies and gets the girl.
Does he get the girl? It took a while for him to get the girl.
That's true. Clark Kent and Lois Lane have issues, but Lois Lane and Superman get down and dirty on the regular, I think.
That's true. Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Kind of like Spider-Man and Mary Jane, where Mary Jane's like, I can't kiss you, Peter, because I have a boyfriend and his name is Spider-Man. And Peter Parker's like, I'll kiss you upside down. How about?
That's how they know.
So Bo says here that if I like the first one, the second one will make me happy. The problem is I don't know if I've ever sat all the way through Coming to America, the original. I did watch
on Netty.
It is on Netty. It's on like everything right now. I have full Crave set up. I got Disney Plus. I've got Amazon Prime, and I've got Netflix. And I fucking spend more. Well, that's how we do now. I spend more time looking for something to watch, and I always just end up watching Superstore or The Office.
Superstore is funny.
I love Superstore. It's a little. I didn't expect to like it. The first season's kind of rough, but
yeah.
Once you realize that the creator of Superstore wrote like 50 episodes of The Office, and you sort of get you think of it as a spiritual successor to the Office, then you really start getting the angle and the jokes. And I've worked retail. I've worked in grocery stores. I get it. I know that world, right? So this is a episode of our show about Tropic Thunder. Yeah, but look at that. So we talked about the ads at the beginning. They all have a real 90s movie vibe, I thought. they when you would go to the movies in the 90s, you don't really get that anymore from trailers where it's like, in a world where one man and another man make love. You don't get that. Now it's like trailers are like a mini movie about the movie.
Yeah, you basically know you know the whole movie.
And they show the whole, like, I don't watch trailers for action movies because action movies only have so much in them.
Yeah.
Superhero movies only have so much in them. 70% of the superhero movie to me is the Easter eggs, and they're gonna blow all that. They're gonna blow all that shit in the trailer. So what I find myself doing now is I'll watch the trailer once when it comes out and kind of like just watch it, don't even think about it. Just watch it.
Yeah.
Then forget about it until the movie comes out. Every Star Wars movie that's come out since
Solo?
Force Awakens.
Okay, yeah.
So 5 movies now. I watched the first trailer, Rogue One and Solo, and then the 3 sequels.
Yeah.
And Mandalorian, I guess, if you want to count that. But I watched one trailer, and that was it. The Bad Company show that's coming out on Disney Plus, all I've seen is that, like...
What's Bad Company?
Did you watch The Mandalorian?
Not yet. I don't.
Okay. Well, I won't spoil it for you. Basically, Bad Company is like characters based on another Marvel show, but they're gonna do it live action. Not Marvel, sorry, Star Wars.
Sounds good.
So we go into the movie and they're already filming a scene from...
I think it's called Hot LT or some shit like that.
Like Bad Lieutenant, but Hot Lieutenant.
I think so. I feel like that's the name of the movie that they're making within the movie.
So they're filming the climax, which we do actually end up seeing them relive in real life at the end, and we have Danny McBride as like the pyrotechnic guy who just wants to blow shit up. I think this was like his first real thing, because I don't think Eastbound and Down even came out till after this.
I think that's right.
Danny McBride was in stuff, but I think this, yeah, that's true. But this is where he gets into that Judd Apatow crew and starts being put in like all of that group. That's probably from buddying up with Jay Baruchel, who is like kind of a tangential character in the Seth Rogen posse, as we find out in
Undeclared,
from Undeclared, right? Yeah. And so it's very incestuous that they all end up working together, but it turns into great media, right? So I really enjoy here that Jay Baruchel's character is like that character from Full Metal Jacket with the glasses. He gets murdered brutally. His whole entrails come out. But the scene that I love the most here is where they're arguing over who gets to cry, and RDJ's hands are blown off, and they're just like phalanges. That was great.
Wasn't it Ben Stiller's hands were blown off?
Was it?
I mean, semantics.
I can't remember. I watched the fucking movie a week ago. What did I write down here? RDJ as a black man is even more jarring than it was in 2008.
I thought it was hilarious.
Lol, his blown off hands. So I still don't know. Then they do that huge explosion, which was a total waste.
And fuck up, they waste the production money or whatever because they weren't filming. Fucking fucking Tom Cruise as the executive or whatever.
Yeah, Les Grossman.
Yeah, and then Matthew McConaughey as the agent, Peter Pecker or whatever it is, which he kills. He kills. I love Evo.
Yeah, he's so worried about the littlest, dumbest things, and when he comes through the jungle towards the end with the TiVo, and he realizes what's going on, but he still doesn't really realize what's going on. Yeah, excellent stuff. Shout out to Maria Menounos is in this. She's always great. She's on the entertainment TV bit.
Mhm.
I just wanted to show her because I'm a wrestling fan and she's a huge fan of wrestling, and she always shows up on at like WrestleMania and stuff as a celebrity guest.
Very nice.
Also, Al Pacino is a hilarious name.
Al Pacino.
So then we get the
Booty juice does not sound appealing though.
no. So they're trudging through the forest. This happens later, but they're trudging through the forest, and he keeps trying to get his booty juice in,
Yeah.
which is great. So Simple Jack, did they show the ad for that here, or is after we learn about Matthew McConaughey being Tug's agent?
Yeah.
Is that when the full retard conversation happens?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
No, just wait. Yeah.
Or did they...
At the beginning? No, at the beginning it was that Scorcher like 1, Scorcher 2, Scorcher 3,
Yeah,
Scorcher 5, and then the freeze over or whatever it is. And
like
I'm pretty sure
action
those were the only. Yeah, they didn't give Jay any movie previews, but then they had Alpa with his music video. They had Black
Satan's Alley.
Fatties, right?
Yeah, Fatties and Satan's Alley with Tobey Maguire, and they're both like altar boys who are just broke
Like
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
So I remember when this movie came out too, that people like were blown away that was Tom Cruise as Les Grossman. Like they watched the movie. It's so obvious now, though. Like I was the same way. I was like, oh man, like there would be these internet articles that were like, bet you didn't know this character was in the movie. Like, what's her face is in Hook? Glenn Close. It plays a dude in Hook. Did you know about that one?
No.
There's a scene where Hook's sidekick guy tells one of the pirates to go. Yeah, tells one of the pirates to go do something, and it's this very effeminate looking dude with a beard. It turns out it was a cameo that Glenn Close was doing. And this blew people's minds. Yeah, you look it up. So, and that, like, you look at it now and you're like, that's obviously her. But then you would be like, you wouldn't even think twice. But for some reason, I guess the makeup hadn't really gotten that good in 2008 or something, because people were like, who's this actor playing Les Grossman? Yeah. I remember people being mind blown by it. Sorry, go ahead.
They wanted to keep it a secret, like Tom Cruise didn't want people knowing that he was in the movie or whatever. Like they didn't promote him or anything like that. They wanted it to be a secret. And like I'm pretty sure from what I was like looking up, is like his hands or whatever, like his forearms and his hands were like also prosthetics or whatever.
Yeah, his arms were huge, and also the hair looked so fucking weirdly realistic. Like I couldn't stop looking at his arms.
Yeah.
But now I guess it's like 2008 is like right before HD as well. So like not it existing, but it being everywhere. So now you watch this movie, it looked fantastic in HD. Like it really pops, especially on a 4K TV on a, in 1080p, whatever. And maybe that's why now it's so obvious that it's him. And back in 2008, before HD was everywhere, you would get a movie, watch it on DVD, which is like 720 max. More realistically, it'd be like 480. Then you watch that on, standard definition television.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the TV that I had before I got my flat screen with the scan lines?
Yeah.
The huge fucker that weighed like 200 pounds. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like you'd be like squinting to be like, who is that? And even in the theater, like I remember theaters, like you would have to go to an IMAX movie to see a movie in HD up until a certain point. So I could looking back, I could see being like, I don't know who this actor is because it's not clear. But now that it's clear, like crystal clear, it's so obvious that it's Tom Cruise.
I mean, it's definitely like looking at it now, it is obvious it's him. I did not realize it back then, but at the same time, I wasn't looking for like, you know what I mean? Like, it
That's
wasn't
true.
like, yeah, but like
Yeah,
you can
that's
see in
one.
his eyes basically that it's him.
Yeah, and his like I don't know, they didn't really change his jawline that much.
Mhm.
They put a big nose on him. They changed his eyes, but he did have a beard, but like this part of his face it looked like him, in my opinion.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, a
Uh,
little bit, sort of.
Shout out to Bill Hader, who had a very minor role in this, but I think would have still been on SNL at this time. So
Yeah,
this is
this is
probably
early Bill Hader. Yeah.
yeah, and he killed it. Like he had a small role, but he pops, man. He's a great actor, and I wish that he did more. I mean, he's doing Barry. Barry's a good show. But I wish that he did more like movies.
What do you think would be the best vehicle for him? Like, because I mean, the few things that I've seen him in, yeah, he's great, but I can't think of something that he could would solely be his vehicle or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Barry is that
Mhm.
the like hilarious assassin. that's what I that's my working title for that movie. The hilarious assassin. Uh, have you watched Barry? I've only seen the first like 5 episodes. I know it gets way better too. Like it starts well, but I know it gets even better. But
I'm
basically
just learning about it now.
the premise is that he is a hired assassin and he wants to get out of the game uh and accidentally goes to like an acting lesson and really gets into the acting. So
Nice.
he's now leading this double life where he's going to acting lessons. So he's got this crowd of like wannabe actors in LA. And then on the other side, he's doing all of these assassination missions.
What's it on?
HBO, I think, or Showtime. Hey Google, what network is Barry on?
Barry is on HBO.
Nice.
We use that on the Blossom Buddies podcast a lot. If we don't know something, and it translates well. So at this point, oh yeah, Nick Nolte as Four Leaf. Four Leaf.
Yeah. No. Yes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's 4 Leaf. Yeah.
I wrote down a line that he said. I think they're trying to put him up in a hotel or something, and he goes, "Beds give me nightmares." Like that. Pretty good, Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte is great. You kind of get him confused with Gary Busey. I feel
Gary
like.
Busey. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But he's like the super serious Gary Busey would have worked in this role really well because he's a comedic actor for the most part.
Yeah.
He's an insane person they let be on film, is what I should say. Nick Nolte is a more
I want that job.
be an insane person they put in movies.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Fuck, I'm saying too many ums. Oh man, all these people joined and came, and I didn't see them.
Shout outs.
Uh, any anybody who's still here? Hello. Oh, Bo's still here, and the button
Dude,
machine's still here.
So apparently this movie was Stiller conceived it or whatever back in '87, and it was the inspiration or whatever was a couple of the like his actor buddies or whatever were telling him about how they had to do this boot camp thing for like a role, and like they found it like really hard or some shit, or and so he thought it'd be funny if like, oh, imagine like some pampered celebrities trying to like do army shit or whatever.
Well, what it reminds me, have you ever seen you've obviously heard of Survivor?
Yeah.
There's a TV show I believe is British only now, but they did do an American season of it called I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Never heard of it.
And it's like Survivor, but it's also kind of like Celebrity Rehab, where it's just kind of like a bunch of celebrities sitting around a campfire in the jungle, but all the wide shots clearly show that they're in no danger.
Yeah.
There was like an episode where a snake got close to where they were shooting and they had to shut it down. You know what I mean? Because celebrities have all these weird, like, since they're part of guilds and stuff, they can't be put in any moral danger. Like, you couldn't, like, when a celebrity pops up on, I've been watching Survivor for the last like 15 or 20 seasons.
Mhm.
And whenever like a mild celebrity comes on, it blows my mind that they were able to get them. But the level of celebrities are like the girl from Facts of Life. They had in the movie School of Rock, Ted Nedry, Jack Black's roommate.
Yeah.
Whose girlfriend is what's her face? Hey, it's my Aunt Michelle.
Isn't it fucking that comedian chick?
Yeah, Sarah Silverman. Sorry, I got. Anyway, that dude was on Survivor. Fuck.
For like just one episode or something, or like
no, he was on the cat. Like, he was there surviving.
Okay.
He made it pretty far into the show too. Hilariously enough.
Interesting.
And I've always wanted to see two things out of Survivor. Them go to the tundra, the Arctic tundra, because it's always tropical. Actually, it's been Fiji for like 10 seasons because it's just, they have a setup there and it's just cheap to do in Fiji.
Yeah.
The other thing is I wanted us all celebrity, even if it's just like football players and B-movie actors and like celebrity actors, comedians.
B-movie actors, that'd be dope.
Right? Like, I want a Survivor that's celebrity Survivor. Because I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. No. That's what I'm a celebrity, get me out of here is. It's a British show, and I think there's an Australian version where it's basically Survivor with reality stars. It's basically Big Brother in the jungle.
Yeah.
But I don't think they got eliminated. I don't know.
It was that good, eh?
It was that great. I don't even remember who was on it. So Steve Coogan's character is the director who they build up like he's going to be part of this thing.
Yeah.
Spoilers, he's not a part of this. He's in it for 25 minutes, maybe.
That was movie magic. He didn't blow up.
I love how long it takes them to realize that they're in the shit. But and all of the little like Mr. Magoo level like fumbling through and accidentally this and stumbling into that to like them move along the plot. They should have been killed. Like, in reality, they should have been killed like every single time they encountered anything. Just so happens that this gang of mercenary heroin dealers love Simple Jack. So you know what I mean? So Four Leaf tells Steve Coogan's character, just put the boys in the shit. Just take them to the jungle. Tell them we're filming guerrilla style, and give Ben Stiller's character the list of shots. The list of shots happen to line up with all the terrible things that are happening to them that they think are real. And then also there's a subplot where Jack Black's character, Jeff Portnoy
or something like that.
Portnoy, yeah, he's been doing heroin right up the nose.
That I'm pretty like, I don't really know much about that stuff, but like I feel like that's not how you're supposed to do it or something.
You can.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you're supposed to.
Probably not supposed to do it, period.
Yeah, you're probably not supposed to do heroin, period. It's probably not supposed to put opioids in your body unless you have a broken face.
Maybe
yeah. So he takes their phones. You get a scene of Ben Stiller jamming a phone down his pants. So there's your way out of that one.
Mm-hmm.
But you have him take all their phones, and then he takes one step back while he's explaining something very big. He's explaining it very big, and then he steps in an IED and explodes. And they're like, "That's movie magic." He wants us to think he's gone. I think they see one of the cameras, so they're like, "Oh, I see. They're filming all this anyway." But then they get their first encounter with the guys, with the mercenaries. I kept calling them mercenaries, but they were like a cartel.
I don't know the difference.
Yeah, they were like a Korean Indonesian cartel.
Yeah, maybe Indonesian. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um,
But so that's the thing though. So like the they had these like they had, from what I understand, they actually had a plan in place that they were gonna, guerrilla style film this thing, and then this, drug tribe or whatever, just randomly happened to be like that was one of the things that I didn't really quite understand. Like, was it was there actually a plan for a movie, or was Nick Nolte's character like, yeah, just throw them in it and fucking let's see what happens, without knowing anything about what was in that jungle in the first place?
no, Steve Coogan they didn't know anything, because we find out that Four Leaf didn't even go to war. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Remember, he writes that book, and he's basically stolen valor. He was not stolen valor because he was in the army or whatever, but like he didn't see active combat. So,
And he still had his hand.
yeah, and yeah, he takes the things off and he has his hands. So he was a total fraud. But they were going to do this. It seemed like it's just a bunch of shit just happens to them. But these guys are so oblivious to it that they don't even realize what's going on until literally the third act.
Yeah.
So it was also so fucking funny where Steve Coogan blows up, and I think it was Ben Stiller picks the head up and he's like, look at these special effects. Look at these, and then he puts it on the fucking end of the gun. I was like, then they get ambushed. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, the mercenaries or whatever, like they see him play with the dead with the head or whatever. It's like, these guys don't fear death or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's, but so they leave, or no, and then fucking what's his face? What's the explosive expert guy's name? What we were just talking
Danny
about?
McBride.
Exactly, McBride. Yeah. So he sets off an explosive, which scares them because they pretended to throw, or well, they threw like a fake grenade, but then the explosive that they had wired up, goes off, and so they bolt because it seems like they're actually blowing them up or whatever. But then they come back. Well, at least one of them comes back, right? One of them comes back later, and who was it that they got? Nick Nolte's character? Yeah, I think it was Nick Nolte's character. But like, they left because they were scared of them. But then they came, like, it didn't. It seemed weird for that scene when they came back, and maybe they just didn't show us like there being a bunch of them there. But it seemed weird that they were scared of them and left, and then came back again. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of movie has a lot of random stuff in it that makes it feel. Yeah, I think they might have just filmed this movie as they went to, because it is a comedy at the end of the day, and comedies are like a lot of times just a mishmash of a bunch of stuff. They had the location, they had to do what they could if there's some plot holes, and fuck it, whatever.
Cut was 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that on the DVD?
I did research or whatever.
Oh, or whatever. What's up, Glenn? That's great. So I love the scenes in this where they've got their AKs or their assault rifles, and they're firing them wildly, and they've just got blanks in them.
Yeah.
And the mercs are shooting back and missing, but these guys are shooting their guns, and just like, it's just the stupidest it's the stupidest thing ever, because we know they think they're filming a movie, and the mercs think these guys have terrible aim. And then
yeah, let's call them
mercs, yeah.
Drug cartel. I don't know.
They say the R word so many times in this movie, but I will say that the he's right about not going full rotunda, full frittata,
special,
because he makes a very good point that all the movies where people, like Forrest Gump is a good example, where they still have some semblance of not being completely unable to take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think it was I Am Sam.
Yeah,
they bring up, and he does do it, and it didn't win anything, and it just made Sean Penn look like kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
That's I kind of
went off the map after that. It seemed.
yeah. It went off
What,
the
is,
map.
what else has Sean Penn been in? I think
Milk.
supposed to be a good movie. Yeah, I think that's supposed to be a good. I haven't seen it, but I think it's supposed to be a good one.
Yeah, I don't know what he's really done. He's probably in a bunch of movies that we've just never heard of.
Yeah, that's too bad.
That's too bad. He's Spicoli, man.
That was my brain or my head or whatever he said. I think it was inside my head.
Why did I write was you was farting in bathtubs? Oh, is that and laughing your ass off? Is that RDJ trying to tell Ben Stiller about how he was terrible in Simple Jack?
I remember the line. I don't remember who said it, but I remember when it was said. I was like, that's like it made me laugh because I remember being in a bathtub and farting, and then like the bubbles popping.
It's very good. It's very satisfying. I don't know the last time that you've been in a body of water and farted, but highly recommend. I've farted in the Costa Rican Ocean.
Nice.
So, mic drop. Please cancel me. So, yeah.
I got a question.
I wrote the. Okay.
Well, so I guess specifically for this movie, did you watch it with the lights on or off?
I watched it like in the afternoon, so
Okay.
there was no lights on. But why? Is it better enjoyed in a dark room?
Well, I watched it with the lights on. Like it was at night that I watched it, but I had my lights on because like I was taking notes and stuff as I was doing it or whatever. In general, well, I mean, if I watch something during the day, then you have like, just daylight, creeping through or whatever. But I'm pretty sure in general, watching things with no other, like just in the dark, and so it's just you're focused on the screen is probably best, like optimal.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wrote that down, but I wanted to ask you.
So what I will say is this actually reminds me of my whole thing with this movie is that I was sure I had seen it. And I remember everything up until Steve Coogan gets blown up. And then I don't remember anything after that, which leads me to believe I watched half of this movie, shut it off, said, that's good enough. I've seen it. But in my head, like just, I've seen Tropic Thunder, obviously. Because I don't remember anything except for obviously the like, you never go full art speech, because that's like the thing everybody remembers the movie for, that and Robert Downey Jr. in blackface. But I don't remember.
I was playing the other guy.
Yeah. I don't remember anything about the heroin stuff. I don't remember Jeff Portnoy or whatever Jack Black's name being a drug addict. I don't remember how it ended. I don't remember that first scene is the same scene as the ending of the movie. Yeah. So right around this point is where I'm realizing, fuck, I don't think I've seen this movie before, like really. And what I'll say too to that is it may be that I thought this movie was kind of lame in 2008 when it came out. I was more into like more shocking comedy.
Yeah.
And I wasn't into gore. Like this is before I ever watched The Walking Dead, and The Walking Dead ultimately desensitized me to any horror trope. It really gives you that slow burn, that slow release of gross like horror gore. Mm-hmm. And after I was done watching that, I can pretty much handle anything. So, and I know it's not even that bad. So I don't know what my problem was, but in 2008, I definitely did not watch horror movies. I didn't like the gory shit. And I might have just been like, oh, he got blown up, turn this movie off, done. I will say, if I had seen this in theaters, it might have been my favorite movie of all time. I would probably be one of those people that's like, Tropic Thunder, man, best movie ever. I hope I would have
see it in theaters.
Yeah,
I feel like I did see it in theaters. It has, and it does have a lot of funny moments, but it's a comedy, but it's not a comedy. It kind of
You know what? I think you see what I'm saying. Like, I didn't really laugh out loud. I laughed out loud at things that I find particularly funny, but I didn't laugh out loud at like the jokes that were jokes.
Yeah.
I mostly laughed at the cringier stuff. There's a scene at the very end during the credits where Tom Cruise is doing a dumb little dance.
Yeah.
That did not age well. That aged probably worse than the blackface or the you never go full R conversation, but just because of the cringe level, at least those two other things, there's a conversation to be had. There's no conversation to be had about a 50-year-old man trying to do like a funny little dance. A hip hop funny little dance. I'm Tom Cruise. I'm doing a funny.
What he wanted to do.
He probably was like, I do a dance at the end, and they're like, I don't know. No, guys,
Pretty much what
take it from me. I do a dance.
Yeah.
I'm Tom fucking Cruise. I'm a Scientologist. You know what? I do a dance. Told ya, it works. And Ben Stiller, the director and writer of the movie, is just like, we got Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Like that's got to be a really hard feat to write, direct, and act.
Yeah. That's what Ben Stiller does. That's his shtick, though.
He had something to do with Cable Guy. I remember when I saw his name on that, I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
I think he directed it, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
And I think that the Heartbreak Kid or whatever is like written and directed by him.
Interesting.
And Schmitty's that one where he's old. He's like, I'm old now. Oh, and forgetting the one with Monica, one with I don't have any names in my brain.
Courtney Cox?
No, the other Monica. Not Monica, fucking Rachel.
Oh, fucking
the other Monica.
Aniston?
Jennifer Aniston. Along Came Polly. I think that might have been, or is that a Farrelly Brothers movie? Hey Google, who directed Along Came Polly?
Along Came Polly was directed by John Hamburg.
No idea who fucking John Hamburg is, so forget anything I'm talking about.
Did you ever see that? I'm pretty sure it was Jack Black was the other one. It was I'm pretty sure it was Ben Stiller and Jack Black. It was called Envy, and Jack Black made like a spray that would get rid of poop or something, and it became like a millionaire, billionaire, or whatever.
That sounds like a fake trailer.
It should have been, but they actually made a movie out of it. And there was another. I remember back in the day, like I would get like used movies from the movie rental stores, Blockbusters, Rogers Video, those
Jumbo Video.
Yeah, remember how Superstore used to have like a video thing in it? And but I remember getting a few offbeat movies through there. There was one that was Ben Stiller, Drew Barrymore, and they're living in like a flat or something, and and there's like an old lady that lives in it too, and they're trying to like kill her or some shit.
I don't know what that is. That doesn't even like. I remember Ben Stiller and Drew Barrymore being in a movie together, but that doesn't really ring a bell.
Probably not that one. Je ne sais. But like you said, I guess.
So I did make a note that Portnoy's Jack Black's drugs get stolen by a bat, and then he eats the bat. So obviously, I wrote down that he's patient zero for coronavirus. So I think at this point, Jay Baruchel realizes they're going the wrong way because he's the only he's like us watching the movie as a character.
Yeah,
he's kind of like all of this is ridiculous. Yeah, the straight man.
Yeah,
and he's like, we're going the wrong way. We came on a helicopter. Now we're going to the jungle. Ben Stiller's like, fuck that. I got the scene list. I'm going this way. And he just leaves. He ends up killing a panda. Then he has a flashback to a panda ad he did.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we learn Nick Nolte had never left the USA. And then Ben Stiller's still wearing the panda on his head, calls his agent, tells him about the panda situation.
Does a little kind of like an homage to Apocalypse Now, sort of.
Yeah. Then there was a scene where Robert Downey, like, Al Pacino makes fun of Australians who are predominantly white and indigenous, but he's making fun of, like, you know, blonde hair, blue eyed Robert Downey Jr. Australian.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. gets pissed off at a black dude while literally in blackface. I was just like, this is great.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah.
that was like one of my, that's like one of the only lines that stands out for me, that like I had a good laugh at or whatever. It's memorable or whatever.
So they tied Jack Black up. He's wigging out about the drugs. Then they find Ben Stiller at the heroin processing plant. He still has no idea everything that's happening to him is real. And then that's when the kid, we find out the kid loves Simple Jack. A kid, by the way.
Kid, he was in Community too. Kills it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who is he in Community?
He's in, like, I think just one episode where Abed is recreating a scene from Spanish class. And so he's playing El Tigre, Senior Chang. He's like, my BS meter is going off the charts.
I rewatched that recently all the way through, and it's great. Yeah.
Community. I have watched that show. It's my go-to. It's like I've watched it so many times. I can't get enough.
It's very big. It's very big right now.
I love it.
I had a mask on earlier too, so it kind of pushes this part back.
Gives it a nice. Okay, look at that.
I'm not a person who wears a beard who has like a weak chin. See, I got a pretty decent chin. I just like wearing a beard because I'm lazy, and I'm a skinny person with a double chin. Yeah, because we're men. I'm a skinny person with a double chin. It's weird. This little bit here, even though not skinny, but like not fat. But even when I was skinny, this little bit here kind of juts out.
How do you exercise your face?
You can't.
You just like eat gum? You just eat gum a lot?
No.
Maybe like flex, and then
there are facial exercises. It is a thing. Okay. So I'm about five. Wait. You're trying to tell? Oh, you're gonna go hang out with one of your dude friends and bang them?
No, we're not gonna bang.
You don't bang your dude friends? What are you, gay? So to wrap up the movie here, McConaughey goes to see Grossman. That's when they get into the whole thing with the TiVo. It's a really funny subplot to hear them argue about a TiVo.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Mercs call Grossman to demand $50 million. The Hollywood thinks it's another firm because they have some like dragon, like the Dragon League or something like that. So it sounds like it could be another like movie firm
agency. Yeah. Production company or whatever.
The Mercs make Ben Stiller act out the movie Simple Jack, and he's in this
dumber.
Yeah. He's in this dumb straw wig and like this paint that's like just probably paste. And then Jack Black is like, let's just do like they're outside the base. They're looking on. They're like, let's just do what I did in the Fatties Part 8 or whatever. Well, or no, it was like a college movie to go like on a panty raid. And it's like, let's get logs and put logs together, and then logs and underwear, and we'll make a catapult, and we'll put a parachute on made of underwear, and they just look at him like, dude.
For some reason, that's the point when they look at him weird.
Yeah. So I kind of stopped taking notes here because I actually enjoyed the end of this movie because I don't think I've ever actually seen it. And it, like I said, in the very first act of the movie, at the very beginning, they're doing this scene for the cool lieutenant or whatever. And it's basically like the two heroes are having words. It's kind of like Forrest Gump, kind of like Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
or
do that actually.
Deer Hunter.
Yeah, I think that's one too. Actually, halfway through the movie, I was like, "Oh shit! I should have made a note of every like movie that they're like calling to or homaging or whatever kind of thing, tipping the hat."
Well, the thing when Ben Stiller does this is from Deer Hunter, I'm pretty sure, where he's getting shot a bunch of times.
Yeah,
Because it's the cover of the movie, isn't it? A guy like this.
I've never seen Deer Hunter.
I know, but I think that's like where the like guy getting like running back to the helicopter getting shot a bunch. Anyway, so they basically just do the end of the movie. There's an explosion and he's running.
The little kid, the little baby's fucking stabbing him.
Yeah. And then anyway, they make it out of there, and then the end of the movie is that the movie becomes a making of this disaster movie, and that's the movie. So the meta is just piling up.
Layered.
Yeah.
Stacked.
And it wins an Oscar for a documentary about a movie that didn't come out, and the documentary is all the film that they got from this nightmare situation they put themselves in. Nobody really learns anything. And that's about it. That's about it.
They did one thing that made me kind of like, oh, isn't that nice? Jay kind of saved the day, sort of, at the end. Like, he was kind of the one that like got it all taken care of, even though he was kind of like a side character throughout the whole thing.
Well, he was the only person that had any fucking intelligence throughout the whole thing, yeah. And there was that fun scene at the end where Robert Downey Jr. finally snaps out of it. He pulls off like whatever prosthetics he has on, which means he's just wearing these. He's got the pigmentation thing, but he's also got all these fucking prosthetics on, and he pulls them all off. He's got those like hilariously blue eyes, like the bluest eye, like unrealistic.
It bothered me. That part did bother me for some reason. I don't know why. Like they were too blue or something. Like they were like fake. Like it's like, yeah, I know movies are fake, but like I don't know. It's even I don't know.
So yeah, that was Tropic Thunder. It's been an hour, so let's talk about how we felt overall. If you were to give this movie a ranking out of 5, what would you give it?
Ooh. Out of 5? Out of 5. I think I feel like I'm being generous. I did like it, but like if we're gonna be saying like, you know, like what's a really good movie that deserves a 5 kind of thing, right? Like, and then, you know, if, you know, whatever deserves a 5, then what deserves a 4 kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And so if I were to rank this movie, for just considering everything, as far as like just everything involved with the movie or whatever, and all the different things that I would like about something, I would say maybe like 3.5-ish.
I was going to say between 3.5 and 3.8, but it's a sliding scale only because in 2008, I would have given this probably a 4, 3.8 to 4, but now scales closer to a 3.5 just because there's so much stuff in it that we can't really talk about at length because it's so offensive. You know, I can't go into the politics of, you never go full R word.
Yeah.
I feel like I said that word on this broadcast too many times as it is, but I had to get my point across.
Mm-hmm.
And the Robert Downey Jr. blackface thing just doesn't hold up that well. And I get it. Like, I understand what it's trying to convey, and I understand, but it doesn't, like, that would never, like, it might have happened 15 years ago where an actor was so vain that they do that, but it would never in a million years happen now. It wouldn't even be like, no, but Scarlett Johansson's played a lot of Asian characters. Tilda Swinton played an Asian character in the MCU.
Well,
you know,
just a voice though.
No, she played. She was in Ghost in the Machine.
Was she?
And Tilda. Oh, I don't know, but I mean, Aya or whatever her name is from Ghost in the Machine is like, it's an anime.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but
so they shouldn't have whitewashed it. Is my point. And Tilda Swinton playing a great, like a kung fu supreme master, like, don't whitewash things. Is my issue.
I'm with you. It's inappropriate. Remember that scene from Tom and Huck where he tricked the kids into whitewashing the fence
Yeah.
and he got a marble?
And you go, yeah.
That was actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
There's probably some anyway. What were we doing? Oh yeah, right. Whitewashing, blackface. I don't remember there being backlash at the time, which just kind of blows my mind. Right?
No, because in the context of the movie at that time, nobody had an issue with it. But if they tried to have a character like that now, it would be all that people talked about for exactly 1 month, and then they would stop talking about it and never talk about it again.
And then cancel them.
Yeah. But Robert Downey Jr. is like one of the first, like one of the prototype cancellations, you know?
Because of his drug abuse.
Because of the drug stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But it took until literally Iron Man. Yeah, he seems like a genuinely good piece of shit Hollywood actor.
Iron Man saved him.
Iron Man, well, the whole thing with that is that they wanted to make these Marvel movies with known actors, but people who didn't get paid much. And Robert Downey Jr. was just coming back. He was in probably Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Kiss Kiss was the other one. Yeah, I don't remember the order of them, but they were very close to it. Yeah, I think it was Kiss Kiss and then Iron Man, yeah.
But that was his movie coming back. He did a Shane Black film, killed it. Then they needed a Tony Stark, and I couldn't think of a better Tony Stark from that era of actors.
Well, I can't think of anyone anymore now because he owns it. He embodies it. Have you ever seen Chaplin? Did I ask you that before? Did you ever see Chaplin?
I used to like it as a kid. I haven't seen it since I was
the Robert Downey Jr. movie.
That's what I mean. I watched it. I know it's not a kid's movie, but it was on the movie network, and I used to watch it all the time as a kid. So I'm due.
That movie until recently.
I'm due to rewatch it. I remember it, like I vaguely remember it. Like I said, it was on the movie channel, and I did watch it a couple times as a little kid. But like, I also saw.
Would you say Robert Downey Jr. is a good actor?
He's a fantastic actor,
right? And what is it? What is it? How is he? I can't even think of the words that I'm trying to say.
He's an artist. He's an artist. He's good at acting. Like he's good at turning a character and making it his own, but making it believable.
But so give me some other words. Like what's the measurements? Like how? Like I'm watching it and I'm captured or whatever by it. But why? I want to understand why. I don't understand why I'm captivated.
It's believability. To boil it down to its simplest thing, it's do you believe that person is like that? And can you also subtract who the person is from the role? My problem with somebody like Joel McHale always plays Joel McHale in things. He's a good comedian, he's a good comedic actor, but I wouldn't say he's a good actor. You know what I mean?
He's a good filler. He's a good because he's been in Spider-Man, I think it was,
but not really. He just has
he's a little bank teller or something.
Yeah, he's a bank teller when they go to the bank, and he doesn't even have his plugs yet. Yeah. Mary Jane or Aunt May is trying to not get her house foreclosed on or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our time. It was nice to talk to you. This was our review. I love you, brother. This was our review of Tropic Thunder. I hope that everybody has gone back and watched. Thank you for all the people that came through. Kayla, it was great to see you all.
Folks out there, sir. Till next time. We'll catch up.
Yeah. Bye.